We've already put the hotly anticipated new Toyota LandCruiser through its paces on the blacktop, but now it's time to see how the long-awaited 300 series handles the rough stuff its predecessor was so famous for conquering. Let's hit the bush. As the first all-new LandCruiser since 2007, Toyota's self-proclaimed king off the road is based around a lighter but stiffer ladder frame chassis, but also features a brand new powertrain, redesigned body, overhauled interior and a host of new features and tech, along with an appreciable price hike. The Sahara trim grade reviewed here now costs just under $7,000 more than the model it replaces. But this previous range topper is now just the third dearest variant, behind the Sahara ZX and GR Sport. It may have lost its flagship status, but the Sahara still has an imposing presence. Its refreshed styling, with wide horizontal grille and slimline headlights, delivering a robust yet sophisticated air. Ground clearance is up slightly to 235mm, while the LandCruiser Sahara sports healthy off-road geometry and a generous weighting depth. But the old hydraulic kinetic dynamic suspension system, which decoupled stabiliser bars for greater axle articulation in the rough stuff, is gone. There's now an electronic arrangement, EKDSS, but it's only available on the GR Sport. And while the old V8 oil burner is also history, Toyota says this new 3.3 litre twin-turbo diesel V6 now pumps out even more power and torque, while also delivering improved fuel economy. Helping matters is a 10-speed automatic transmission, replacing the old 6-speeder, hooked up to a dual-range transfer case and full-time four-wheel drive. And you'll be keeping our rugged Aussie environs at bay in this sublime and spacious cabin, with a new layout, new instrumentation and new multimedia touchscreen. We'd probably go the black interior trim over the beige if serious off-roading's on the agenda, but all the leather, the soft touch trim and the faux wood grain accents sure do add a touch of class. The leather accented driver's seat is supportive and comes with a heap of electronic adjustment, while the leather wrap wheel has power adjustment for tilt and reach, plus heating. Front seats also score heating and ventilation. Cabin storage is reasonable. We've got a large lockable glove box and a sizable centre console bin with a cooling function. The wireless smartphone charging pad is a neat addition, but I still think the Sahara could do with a dedicated tray to throw your wallet and keys in when you first jump in. Still, the multi-directional lid on the centre console bin is pretty neat, and it's big enough to swallow a couple of bottles. And despite the vehicle's size and high bonnet line, vision is generally good and aided by a comprehensive camera setup, including a top-down view that makes parking this big rig a breeze. I love this new layout, which groups together all the various features in a really logical fashion. Pairing a phone is easy, and this new 12.3-inch multimedia touchscreen is simple and intuitive to use. This Sahara also scores a head-up display and a new 7-inch multi-information display, in addition to a high-quality 14-speaker JBL sound system. There's integrated sat-nav plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, plus a total of 5 USB-C charging outlets throughout the cab. And while it's yet to be assessed by ANCAP, the new LandCruiser fairly bristles with safety features. All the staples are covered, while Toyota's Safety Sense suite packages many of the latest advances. There's good head and legroom in the second row, plus heating and ventilation for the 2 outboard seats. And in this Sahara, the kids are going to love these large entertainment screens. And back here in economy, the 2 third-row perches are really for kids only, but they do have a power folding function and electric seat back adjustment. Luggage capacity is greater in 5-seater variants, but in this 7-seat Sahara, there's still plenty of room with the third-row seating folded flat, along with tie-down anchor points and a 220-volt accessory socket. There's a full-size spare too, which is located at the rear of the vehicle underneath the body. Off-road ability is at the heart of the LandCruiser ethos, so let's see what this next-gen Sahara can do. The old 200 series Sahara was impressive, but this new 300 series Sahara is a good step forward, and it all begins with its drivetrain. I was a big fan of the old V8, but this V6 twin-turbo diesel is a ripper. It's so refined, as is the slick new 10-speed auto. There's still a pleasing growl when you plant your right foot and masses of lazy low-end grunt for clawing your way up climbs and in technical terrain. I really like the amount of feel and response at the pedal too. There's masses of feedback and it's really easy making small throttle adjustments in technical going. There's also super fast shifting between high and low range, with the latter triggering crisp, detailed camera views and inclinometers on the multimedia display. The centre diff lock is standard across the LandCruiser range, but only the GR Sport gets front and rear lockers. A new multi-terrain select feature lets you choose between dirt, sand, mud, rock, snow and auto settings to maximise traction. And there's hill descent control and a crawl function. While the Sahara now misses out on Toyota's kinetic dynamic suspension system, it certainly does have healthy axle articulation, along with a mix of plastic and metal underbody protection. Cornering clearance has improved and it is reasonable at 235mm, but we've still managed to find its limits a couple of times here today, mainly with the side steps. Needless to say, for owners intent on heading off-road, lift kits, more aggressive rubber and more extensive protection will be pretty high on the accessories priority list. The ride is really very civilised, despite the Sahara also missing out on adaptive variable suspension, an auto damping feature as found on the Sahara ZX and GR Sport. With a lighter and stiffer chassis and a new suspension system, the Sahara remains controlled and composed over bigger hits, while it also smooths out higher speed corrugations nicely. Add in excellent noise suppression and next to no vibration, and you're truly cosseted in this cockpit. It's a world away from the harsh environment outside. It's still a big bus in tight going, but the cameras sure help and the turning circle is actually pretty good, while the steering ratio is short at just over 3 turns lock to lock. Overall, I'd say this new 300 Series Sahara doesn't put a foot wrong. I'd stop short at saying it's a light year progression over its already incredibly capable predecessor, but certainly it moves the needle in many respects. We achieved an average fuel economy figure of 15 litres per 100 kilometres over a mix of off-road driving, which still equates to a fairly healthy range from the now smaller 110 litre tank. Of course, it's also dearer, not that it was ever a bargain buy, while its short 10,000 kilometre 6-monthly service interval continues. As a comfortable, capable off-roader with the room and features to keep adventurous families smiling, the new 300 Series LandCruiser Sahara has just about everything you could want and plenty of tricks up its sleeves. It feels like a LandCruiser should feel, and it does what a LandCruiser should do. And it builds on its predecessor's legacy in fine style. Yes, it's a whole lot of coin, and buyers currently face a long old wait for stock. But the new 300 Series Toyota LandCruiser Sahara is a bold melding of form and function, and a worthy successor for this iconic family dynasty.